Hi, my name is Lynn Gray, and I'm on the Hillsborough County Public School Board. And I wanted to discuss some of the most frequently asked questions about returning back to school. We know that we have another survey, and it's due on the 10th, July 10th, and that imposes a guideline for parents to make a choice of three models. The first model is your traditional back to school, and that's the brick and mortar where the kids are in front of the teachers. Second model is the blended learning, where perhaps 2 days a week you'll be in the brick and mortar, the kids will be, and then the other days of the week they'll be online. And the third is considered the online virtual. We have the Hillsborough virtual online, which is quite structured, mirrored right after what a teacher would expect out of a child. Even the class periods are replicated, and then we have Florida online. So there is really, if you put it all together, there's four models. But at any rate, the last one, the virtual, may be one that we select because of the rising wave of the virus. So some of the questions that have come through, I'm going to answer them. And actually, this was just published yesterday morning. So one question is, will you have a final decision as to which plan? And yes, you will. You'll do it on the survey, and then the child will be expected to stay there for the first semester, and then a reevaluation time can be done. And then if they need to be moved for one reason or another, which the parent deems necessary, then at that time they could be moved from Model A to Model B or C. Could the first day of school be pushed back, say to September? Well, this is a Tallahassee decision, and right now they have not made a decision to delay the opening of school. As school reopens in the fall, will visitors be allowed on campus? That will be extremely limited, as you can imagine, due to the spread of the virus and the safety. If parents select e-learning or Hillsborough Virtual K-12, how will supports be provided for students with an IEP or 504 plan, as well as English language learners? So students with disabilities will have the same parameters set forth by the 504. And it's a naturally occurring process where those expectations for each child are going to be executed as it would be in a traditional classroom setting. However, some specific supports may be added for on top of the IEP, because the students will be on a virtual platform, no doubt, and that will require a little bit more attention, perhaps a para actually coming to the home and helping the child individually. But accommodations will be made accordingly. If my child decides to enroll in Hillsborough Virtual K-12, will they lose their spot in their magnet school choice? The answer is, if a student enrolls in Hillsborough Virtual K-12 but was scheduled to enroll in a magnet school, consideration will be given to the student re-enrolling in the magnet school for 2021-2022 academic year. That's if space is permitted. So right now, those who are scheduled to be in the magnet school will also be still on that same educational process. If I choose e-learning, will my student be learning with children who are also in a classroom? Will teachers provide instruction for students in both online and traditional classroom settings? No. While the content that both groups of students will be learning is the same, the instructional delivery will be adapted for the e-learning group of students. There will be teachers who are specifically trained on the online learning platform, which is not exactly the same as in-person teaching. And we all know that the traditional model of teaching is the one that we prefer. Will my child be able to take part in extracurricular activities in sports in terms of, mostly sports, but how about clubs and activities? And yes, e-learning and Hillsborough Virtual K-12 are opened, they have said, yes, students can participate in extracurricular activities. So those accommodations will be made. Are masks required when entering school buildings? At this point in time, and this is during this weekend, masks are strongly recommended, but not required. This may change. Can my child bring his or her own mask to school? Absolutely. How involved do I need to be as a parent in e-learning versus Hillsborough Virtual K-12? Hillsborough Virtual K-12 and e-learning both will require adult guidance. With the Hillsborough Virtual K-12, the program is designed around parents acting as a coach, as a girl, a boy. For elementary grades, this means parents will likely need to provide daily guidance to their learner. However, for secondary grades, the parent will need to check in with the student throughout the week to make sure that they are on target, their lessons are being turned in accordingly. On the e-learning platform, parental guidance will resemble that for Hillsborough Virtual K-12, although because of the idea that they can check in anytime during the day, parents will have to assume a more frequent checkup to make sure that the students, their children, are following the lesson plan and doing their assignments. Next question, how are we going to put enough rigor into e-learning? Our teachers have been going through a lot of PD, professional training, and they have developed lessons that have rigor, that will challenge our students. And as we always know, parents always come up to rise to the occasion, but teachers certainly have risen to the occasion and are anxious to offer exactly that. We want children to be challenged as much as possible, but yet we want to accommodate the various types of learning that they have. So we are definitely working to provide the supports for the IB, for the AP, for the Cambridge, those higher level learning scaffolds will be addressed and will be accommodated. Next question, what type of professional development will be provided to instructional staff if the e-learning platform is utilized? Well, we have a new system called Canvas. Our new learning management system is designed to support not only face-to-face, but higher level online instruction. There is basically a lot more technology availability through Canvas and a lot more interaction ability. Again, not to replace traditional student in front of teacher, but there is a lot of technology advantages, and we all will learn much of this together, but it's a very sophisticated program. Virtual e-learning instruction. What's the difference between e-learning and Hillsborough Virtual? E-learning. Students are assigned to teachers at their brick and mortar school. Teachers provide e-learning instruction that follows their typical face-to-face classroom schedule. E-learning. Student work is submitted according to the daily schedule for assignments and activities and assessments determined by the teachers. The Hillsborough Virtual K-12, students are assigned to teachers in the Hillsborough Virtual K-12 school. Teachers provide a front-loaded semester-long syllabus for students, enabling them to work at their own pace, but within timelines provided by the teacher. Correspondence hours with teachers are flexible to accommodate student and family schedules. Last, student work is submitted based on the schedule of assignments, activities, and assessments which will be determined by the teacher. While there is a lot of flexibility on assignments and assessments, still they have to have a set time and date to turn the work in. What measures will you take to socially distance students while at school? Well, where possible, desks will be spaced 3 to 6 feet apart. In addition, we'll be using more outdoor spaces. We now have sunshades in all of our elementary schools. That means the tarp over that keeps the kids out of the high sun. And our PE teachers, our coaches, are excited, and they're wanting their kids to get outside and have a full throttle PE program. How often will my school be clean? They're going to be cleaned daily, and the buses are going to be cleaned as best as possible. And we're reminded in New York, where the subways were disinfectant, we're also going to use those same methods. Handles, elevator buttons, touch points, stairwell railings, light switches, dispensers, bathrooms, all of this will be disinfected and cleaned every day. And therefore, we have to have a big appreciation for our custodian staff. What precautions are you taking on school buses? Students will be strategically distanced as much as the physical capacity allows. Hand sanitizer stations will be on each bus. Ventilation will be incorporated on the bus along with air conditioning systems. Students will be provided masks on the bus and encouraged to wear them. They're not yet mandatory. They will be encouraged to wear them. The CDC recommends cleaning buses once a day. Our district will clean buses twice per day. Bus drivers will also wipe down various touch points in the bus. What is the district doing to ensure children and staff are mentally healthy? Well, I can tell you right now, our mental health staff has already developed a full throttle of supports to include mental health clinicians, resources, mental health needs, all of the same resources that are already there for students will be available online. And if, of course, we are having traditional school, they will be there for the students in the front of them rather than online. What mental health supports are available in my community? Well, we have Central Florida Behavioral Health Network is now one of our approved networks. So this means communities can absolutely receive mental health services, which include mental health assessments, mental health and co-occurring diagnoses, mental health interventions, mental health treatments, mental health transition, recovery supports, and telehealth services. Parents need only to contact the student services to find the phone numbers and the resources of mental health needed. And that concludes, and that's a lot, that concludes for right now the Back to School Frequently Asked Questions. Should you have any other questions, please contact. The number is 813-744-6673. And if you have a problem with the survey or any of these questions, you want more answers, go to the webpage www.hillsboroschools.org. www.hillsboroschools.org for direct access not only to the survey link, but to also answers to those questions that you may have. Thank you very much.